Hey there, Dave Gardner here, and I just want to share with you some information. So, let's say you get a message and you see, or if you're logging in your back office, you go to Reseller Tools, then you go to Downline, and you can actually check to see if you have someone in your holding tank. Now, I would recommend you doing this daily. Okay, do this daily because they only stay in the holding tank for 36 hours, and then the system will automatically populate them left and right evenly instead of in a 2-to-4 ratio. And so because the system can't tell where you want to put it, it just splits them even. So do this daily, check this daily, but you might come in and see that there's these gray boxes here and they say empty versus the locations of where people are. And so if you're doing Facebook leads or if you're doing the guaranteed sign up, you might not always get an email notification saying that you got that. Just because you got a personal downline sign up email doesn't necessarily mean they are upgraded. They could have just become a free trial member, and so they have access, but they haven't paid, so they don't become part of the matrix. And so as you go through, maybe you have a long leg that's below you already, and you want to know what is what and who's being placed where, and how you go about handling certain things. Oops, wrong picture. So let's say, for example, you go through, you always want to put them on the outside legs. Okay, you always want to put your people on the outside legs. I made a mistake about this, early on, but my team has started to grow, so it isn't a big issue for me right now. But for you, again, if you're just beginning, you want to follow proper protocol for filling the matrix. So I'm somewhere way up here, and these are some of my personals. When you have a red underline, that means they're a personal referral, but over here there's no red underline. So, for example, these four over here, and this person was sponsored by this member here. And so I'm way up above them, but I always keep putting people on this leg. So this outside leg here follows this path. Okay, this is the outside path, and it continues. And so this member I just placed today, if no one were to bring anybody else in and I had someone else come in, I would put that person right here. And so, for example, this Ebony003, if we notice here for 1 second, go back to my member area. Oh, my computer's being funny. Sorry about that. So if we go back into here, notice again, Ebony003. And then that's the one that's right there. So I just placed them. So Rock Gobert was my last member that I had placed. So I placed them in this, I placed the new person in this empty space. And it will usually ask if you want to do that. And you, of course, agree. Because once you do it, it's not easy to change it. Okay, it's basically locked in place. You'd have to go through support, and it's usually not going to be the easiest thing to do. Now, when Rock comes in, Rock would only see, and if that, let's say they got a new person, they would see an empty here and they would see two empties here. Okay, so for example, if we're just looking at this member, Adawalius, or however you say that, 01, if they came in, they would only see this lower portion. You only see from yourself down, and every single person is going to have two possible options to place people. That's what it means to be a binary. Bi, of course, is a prefix for two. So off of this person, there are two legs, a left leg and a right leg. Off of rad curve, there's a left leg and a right leg. The right one is empty. Off of, Y2 or YT92H, okay, there's a left person and a right person. The right one is empty. So you can actually put them in any place you want, but you don't want to fill up your matrix. Let's say if this person comes in and they get a new paid sign up, and then their next person should come down here. Okay, they should fill them in this empty spot. Okay, they should go here and fill in down there. Okay, that would be the next place. If they wanted to, they could put them here as well. Okay, they could go either way to try to maintain a 4-to-2 ratio. It would make sense because this is the leg that's growing from other people. Keep an eye on this, but you're going to focus on building your other leg because this is where the spillover. You have to have at least one member. Okay, so they put one member in there first, and over time you'll continue to grow both left and right, and you're going to look at your statistics just to see if you have active people to qualify for those bonus commissions. So let's say, for example, this person did not put him there, but they look and they say, okay, I see these four, and so if we go back to my member area, this only shows you the first four levels. But as we scroll down, if you scroll right down below, you'll see your holding tank. Then you'll also see your downline stats, and you'll see the levels of where you have members. I have people 300 levels down. Okay, so the system can't handle showing all of them at the same time. So I'm getting close. Look at that. We're getting close to 700, excuse me, close to 800 people now on the team. The left leg is totally exploded, really taking off. We're starting to duplicate on the right leg. And so when you go through, you only see the first 4 levels. Okay, you only see your first 4 levels on your main downline. There's people under them, so you don't have to fill in these blanks that are up here. What you want to do is click in the show your full downline tree. When you click that, it opens up a new tab, and then that will give you the full view, but it only goes down 30 levels. And so there I am at the top. Now notice there's no empty spaces because it's updated the system because I already placed that person. But when I scroll, this only goes 30 levels down. So notice that is the 30 on top of that person. That means they're in my 30th level. But if I click that person, that moves them up to the top. Once they're up to the top, now I can keep scrolling down and scrolling down and scrolling down. Notice that person is number 60. If I click on him, Jerry Gensel, it brings Jerry up to the top. And it keeps going and going and going. And so you end up getting these levels. Now, if you know, for example, if I don't want to keep doing this, I know one of my teammates that I placed lower down, my buddy Mike, I placed him further down. I know he's down the chain. Notice he's at position 149, so it kind of skips and speeds up the process of getting down there. And then we keep going all the way, and you keep pressing to keep going to the bottom, to the bottom, to the bottom. Once you don't see any more spaces, and this is the last person, then of course you'd want to place that in that position. So again, there's that Rock, Gobert, and Ebony, which we were looking at here where they were empty and because they were open, but I placed them there, so now it's not going to show it anymore. So again, hopefully that makes sense. You always want to go to your outsides. Don't worry about the insides. That's the other person's responsibility. So for example, Rock Gobert, I just put Ebony below him, and then he's going to want to put, so we'll change the color here. If I can change my color, we'll change to red. Rock, let's see, yeah, Rock's next one should go here, unless, of course, someone else got there first. Then Rock would put one here. Once this person has been placed, what that will do is that will create 2 new positions for the next person. Then Rock would put it in the outside here, and it would create again 2 new positions off of that person. Okay, and it would also create 2 new from this one, but you wouldn't want to do that one. The next person would come in here for Rock Gobert, okay? And you would keep doing that, and then maybe he'd put another one over on this side depending on how that 4-to-2 ratio works. So again, hopefully that makes sense on how to properly fill your matrix if you've been confused. All right, this has been Dave Gardner, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the leaderboard as well.